Hello guys, I'm Daniel from Cashflow Sheets. Today I'm going to tell you how to use the Google Finance function in Google Sheets. This function allows you to import real-time data, financial and currency market data straight into a Google Sheets. Before we start, please subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. You can also download the Google Sheets containing the formulas from the download link. Give in the description box below this video. So, what is Google Finance? Google Sheets provides a slew of advanced features that can help you get things doing faster. In this video, we will look into Google Finance out-of-the-box tool that can assist you acquire insights into current financial metrics. This function allows you to real-time data from Google Finance. As a result, you won't need to rely on complicated scripts or codes to keep track of your stocks portfolio. With just a few adjustments, you import a wide range of vital stock information into your spreadsheet, including the current price, trading volume, and market capitalization. But first, what is Google Finance syntax? With this information, let's move on to the next part, that is, what is syntax of Google Finance function. The syntax of Google Finance function looks like this. The abbreviation ticker is used to identify publicly traded stocks in a distinctive way. It could be made up of letters, numbers, or a combination of two. For example, Apple Inc. and Microsoft Corporation, with the ticker of AAPL and MSFT, respectively. The ticker will instruct the function on the stock to report on. The stock's trading exchange can also be mentioned, which helps to eliminate inconsistencies. You may type NASDAQ AAPL as an example. Make sure that the ticker is included in a quotation marks. Insert GF1 clip here part. Let's have a look at it in the Google Sheets. We can select Google Sheets from Google Sheet apps. Then select a blank sheet. Let's rename the sheet to Google Finance. Now, if we enter the formula in the cell, it gives back the trading value of an Apple in Nasdaq. Attribute is an optional argument that determines the kind of data that should be retrieved by a Google Finance function. There are several distinct outputs available, including price and earnings per share, because the attribute input, like the ticker, is treated as the text. You will need to surround the attribute you are requesting with quotation marks. Please note that if you don't provide any attributes, Google Sheets will automatically get the price information. Insert GF2 clip part. We can try various attributes in Google Sheets. For example, if we want to know the price of an Apple stock, we can write down =, Google Finance bracket start, apply ticker AAPL in commas, then price in commas and bracket close. Or if we want to know the market capitalization of Microsoft, we can write down =, Google Finance bracket start, Microsoft ticker, MSFT in commas, and market cap in commas, and bracket close. However, if you don't enter any attributes in the formula, like this is, and only write down the ticker, it will give back the price of the stock. When retrieving historical data on a stock, stored dates specifies the date from which the historical data must be retrieved. This is an optional argument. If you leave it empty, the function will return data for today. You will only get the data for that day if you give them the start data but not the number, days and date option. Numdays and endDate is an optional argument which, coupled with the start date, will specify the time span during which Google Sheets should retrieve stock data. Intervals are also an optional parameter that indicates how often something happens. Weekly and daily are the two input options. Now I'm going to show you multiple ways in which you can use the financial Google Finance function in Google Sheets. First of all, the most basic and simple way to obtain stock information is to use the formula shown here. This is an equal sign, Google Finance, bracket start, the stock sticker and the attribute of stock you want to find out. Have a look at it in the Google Sheet as well. Let's say we want to find out the name of the stocker across the ticker. We will write down equal sign, Google Finance, bracket start, GME in commas. Then name in commas and the bracket close. It will give us the attribute we wanted, which is in this case was the name of GameStop. Now another way of using the Google Finance function in Google Sheets is using the syntax as the shown here. This syntax helps you to obtain historical information of a stock for a single day. In Google Sheets we will write down equal signs, Google Finance bracket start ticker of the stock, comma attribute of stock, comma the date on which you want to find out the values of stock's attribute. You can write down the date using date function, which requires the year, month and the day within the brackets. Click enter and there you go. Now there are a couple of formats for writing down the date. The first one is the one I have already shown here, that is using the date function with the year, month and date within the brackets. Another way you can write down the date is by simply including the data with commas. Moreover, if you want to know the historical information regarding any attributes like the closing value or a high value or a low value for a stock, we can do it using the formula shown here. After the ticker, we can write down the attributes we want to get in the information about. And after that, we can enter the date for which we need the information. Let's say we want to find our highest price of Amazon stocks for a past date. We will write down equal sign Google Finance bracket start, AMZN in commas, the high in commas, date for which we want to find out the high value, and bracket close. It will give us the values of attributes we want for that date. Same procedure for a low value. For the same formula, replace high with low here and enter date for which we want the value and press enter. We want to obtain historical stock information over a period of time. For that, we can add the starting date for the period of time and then either add and the end of the date or the number of dates over which we want to know the stock price or any attributes for the stock. We can also add the interval in the formula. Interval can have two input options, either daily or weekly. Let's try these various options in Google Sheets. Let's start by finding out the high value for Microsoft. starting from, let's say, 4th of November, till 10th of December 2021. If we don't add any interval inputs, it's going to give daily values by default. Now let's try it with an interval. We can use the same formula by copying it and add weekly in it. This will give us the weekly high values for that stock. We can also add the number of days in a place of end and date, just like this. Another helpful feature of Google Finance functional is the ability to get live cryptocurrency conversion rates directly in our Google spreadsheet. This is done by replacing the stock ticker with the 3-letter currency symbol. Suppose we want to know the exchange rate from USD to Canadian dollar. The syntax would be the equal sign, Google Finance function, bracket start, currency, colon symbol, and the symbols for the currencies, for which we want to know the exchange rate, all in quotation marks. If we want to convert US dollar to Canadian dollar, we will use this formula. Similarly, in order to convert Australian dollars to United Arab Emirates dirham, we can use this formula. We can also find out the historical value of currency exchange for a single data using this formula. Let's say to convert value of an Indian rupee to US dollar on the 25th November 2020, we can use this formula. We can also find out the exchange rate over a period of time. For that, we can add an end date or a number of days at the end of the formula. This is for the tutorial, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, please download this sheet and subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. Thank you.